Welcome everybody to the league. It's week 6, and starting to see some formations here in the standings. In the West, the Cavaliers are still at the top, and everyone in the West is a game off of one another, 4-3-2-1. So very not even, but it's simple to look at. Um, in the South, everyone in the South won last week. So now you got 3 teams at 3-2, and the French Quarter Quailmen are sitting there at 2-3. Um, and in the East, excuse me, in the East, the Room Dogs did take their first loss of the season, but again, we kind of had that marked on the calendar as kind of just a rest week for the team. Yeah, they were playing the Quailmen, probably could have put up a better fight, but the Room Dogs did take their first loss, and they probably could have won this game. They lost 106 to 93, only 93. Just, I mean, getting nothing out of certain guys. Derrick Henry still did his job, and Darius Slayton had a really good game. Um, and the only other player to score over 10 was Rayshawn Jenkins for her backfield. I'm sorry, not her backfield, for her secondary. Um, and yeah, it wouldn't have really made a difference. She only had Hunter Henry on the bench at tight end, which would not have been as good. Who she got on her? Da, 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 da. Ooh, she did have Alec Pierce go off for 20 points in her taxi squad spot. Um, yeah, so Mandy could have won this game, but whatever. I don't think the coach minds too much. Quailmen are happy they get a basic, almost free win, even though they made it still, tough for themselves. But and then not the Cavaliers, the Cartel are still sitting with without a loss, or I'm sorry, without a win on the year. They're going to want to look to change that this week against the Voyagers. Let's get into the power rankings. Pissed a lot of you off last week. Whatever. Going to piss some more people off today. Um, but yeah, coming in at number 12, you got the Miami Cartel. They're 0-5. They suck. Maybe they can get a win against the reeling Voyagers this week. It is possible, but not likely. This could be the first ever winless team in league history. If there's any team that's gonna do it, it's gonna be this team because I mean they drafted Malik Neighbors, who has been rookie of the year right now. And now what did he get, a fucking concussion? Yeah, he got a concussion and he's out this week. So I mean that was their best guy. I mean he was killing it. 9 points, 23 and a half, 24 and a half, 17, and then gets, I guess, concussed on like what, the first fucking play, or maybe I didn't see the play, so I don't know. But he didn't gain a stat line at all. So yeah, I don't know what happened. I just know he got a concussion. Maybe it was in practice or something like that. But yeah, so I mean, losing your top guy and rookie of the year for which basically going to be 2 weeks now, at least, and maybe three. Who knows? Concussions are weird, So it just sucks. If any team is going to go 0-12, it's going to be this year's Cartel. But they're gonna try and get some wins. Coming in at number 11, oof, not who you think it is. It is the SC Titans Elite. And last week they were talking the big game and saying acknowledge me against the current champ Dumpster Fire, and they got shit on 178 to 125. So they got beat by 53 fucking points. And but putting up 125 and losing isn't the worst thing in the world. It's mostly just putting up 25 and losing after talking all that shit. because I think all it did was piss the dumpster fire off. Because I mean, you had guys like Jamar Chase going for almost 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hell, Bowers had a touchdown. Garrett Wilson had 23 targets, which is fucking bananas. Kyron Williams had 15. And the funny thing is, normally for that team, it's Josh Allen wasn't even that good. You know, Titans lead had better quarterback play, but still lost. So, yeah, they're moving on down just a little bit. Coming in at number 10, you got a French Quarter Quail, man. Going up one spot. Yeah, they got a free win, but hey, a win is a win, man. And they're going to look to keep the winning streak going this week. Um, and they do have the Mothmen, who are a wild card this year, so we'll get into that a little bit later. Coming in at number 9, dropping down a few spots, you got the Vietnam Voyagers. Oof, this fucking team, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's true. No matter what the Voyagers could have done, they would have lost this game no matter who they started, but they put up a pitiful, pitiful effort. Only 107 points and lost by 60 to the Charleston Trolls, and should not have happened. But this team just laid a fucking egg, and they sucked ass. I mean, their best player was their kicker. So yeah, this team has got to get right. I think they've got a lot of good talent. They just got to get them all on the field at the same time. So we'll see what they can do this week. Coming in at number 8, you got the Midlands Mothmen in the probably the biggest drop in power rankings history, going from all the way from number 2 last week. 'Cause I really believed in this team, coming back from number 2 to number 8, dropping 6 spots. You know, that's rough. All right, and I really thought this team was gonna just do some stuff, but the Cavaliers handled them, beat them by almost 30. Just handled them. And the Cavaliers, man, we're going to talk about them later, but I mean, the Mothman is weird. You look at the team and you think, where, why are points not happening? What's going on here? And honestly, it's this team is actually getting kind of old. Yeah, they got Marvin Harrison, they got C.J. Stroud, but other than that, and Freiermuth, but I mean Waddle, he's a guy without a quarterback, so I don't know. The Mothman, ugh, I don't know. Kind of sickens me, but who knows? Again, this team could blow up or they could collapse. We have no fucking clue what's going to happen with this team. Coming in at number 7, coming up a few spots, you got the Guantanamo Gorillas. Sitting at 3-2 on the year, taking down the Finesse last week by a field goal at the end of the game. Very, very close one there. Um, I was debating on whether or not I should put, who where. Should it be the Finesse at 7 and the Gorillas at 6? So I'm basically just going to put them both up here because they're very, very similar. The only reason I have the Finesse higher, even though the Gorillas do have the head-to-head win, the Finesse have scored 50 more points on the year, so that's an average of 10 points a game. So that's the only reason they're getting the 6th spot instead of the 7. Um, yeah, both of these teams are again very mid. They're right in the fucking middle. Um, but yeah, great matchup last week, and both of them have important games this week. Coming in at number 6, you got the Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks. So this is a spunky little team, man. Yeah, they beat the cartel to take down, in a hurricane to take the Battle of Florida. And that was nuts. And anyone else notice that they both had the same fucking color scheme, and it's kind of annoying. But whatever, it's Florida. It's gonna be flashy colors. But the Tiger Sharks beat the cartel 140 to 97. So beat them by 43 points handily. This team used to be kind of like a a much shittier version of the Mothman now, where it's just like you don't know what's going to happen. They could score a lot, they could score a little bit. You never know, but you always kind of expected them to just somehow kind of lose or just get unlucky or something. But this team is fighting, and they're rising up. They're 3-2. They've got a really, really big matchup this week against the Columbia Dumpster Fire, so I'm excited for that one. And speaking of, coming in at number 4, you got the Columbia Dumpster Fire. A lot of people were talking. This team wasn't the same. They come out and they put up almost 180 points. And again, they got to play the Tiger Sharks. So we're going to see what this team's made of in the next couple of weeks here. Coming in at number 3, you got the Charleston Trolls. And yeah, again, they beat the shit out of the Voyagers last week, and now they've got the Cameron Cavaliers, who are coming in at number 2 here in the power rankings. So we got a number 4 versus number 5 matchup in the Dumpster Fire and the Sharks, and a number 2 and number 3 matchup in the Cavaliers and the Trolls. And then, honestly, and then coming in at number 1, obviously, we got the Rune Dogs. Rune Dogs are playing the Finesse. So this is a crazy week. We've got 1 playing 6, 4 playing 5, and 2 playing 3. It's almost like we've got like a fucking. This is like if the playoffs were to happen now, this would be like a playoff preview week. But it's pretty cool. So everyone in the top 6 of the power rankings are playing this week, and everyone in the bottom 6 of the power rankings are playing this week. So it's really gonna, I guess, create more of that divide from the biggest biggers. biggers, biggest winners and the biggest losers here in the league, and it'll still kind of keep that middle section a little weird and you know messy right there in the middle. From that 5 to 9 range. But yeah, coming in. Yeah, I mean this is gonna be a fucking crazy week. Matchup number 1. Again, you got the losers and the winners and winners. So matchup number 1, you got the 2-3 Vietnam Voyagers at the still winless Miami Cartel. Right now, the game it is 9-0. Voyagers at the end of the first quarter. Again, it doesn't look like the Cartel are going to be able to score that many points this week. But the Voyagers have been again a shitty version of the Mothmen this year. They can just let you down. So could be an upset. Could be an upset here. Who knows? But as it stands now, the Voyagers should be able to take the win here. Matchup number 2. You got the Midlands Mothmen at 2-3, facing off against the 2-3 French Quarter Quailmen. And right now, the Quailmen are actually up 20-7 at the end of the first quarter. It looks like it's going to be a very, very close game. It's only got a 3-point spread right now for the Mothmen, even though they're losing at the end of the first. George Kittle went off for him, and JSN did some stuff for the Mothmen. Quailmen, Mothmen. So we got matchup of the two. What is the word? Anthropomorphic beings, right? Mothman, Quailman, whatever. This should be a good game. I mean, it's 2-3 and 2-3, so maybe not that many people are going to be invested, but it's getting important now because whoever loses this game though is going to be really stuck behind the 8 ball the rest of the year. But it's not a death sentence if you lose. Matchup number 3, you got the 3-2 Guantanamo Gorillas and the 1-4 SC Titans Elite. Joe Ball is not getting it done this year, and I honestly don't think. I think this is it. I think this is where we finally see the Titans Elite are done because they're fucking old as shit. They've got like no rookies. You know what I mean? They've got nobody. They don't really have any draft picks either. And teams are starting to just outlive the Titans Elite. They really need to water that grass over there because nothing is growing, and it's getting bad. The Gorillas are 3-2. They're pissed off from getting placed 11th in the power rankings last week. But right now the game is 24-9 at the end of the first for the Guantanamo Gorillas, and it does look like the Gorillas should pull out this win. And again, Gorillas will go to 4-2 most likely, and the Titans' lead will drop to 1-5. That's insane. I don't remember the last time Joe started this bad. Um, I think again probably what we got to go back to the ESPN days, I think, for that shit. But yeah, we'll see. Matchup number 4. In a game that I thought probably could have been and maybe should have been game of the week. This game is this is it, man. This I'm excited for this one. It has not kicked off yet. Same as last week with the dumpster fire. You know, it hasn't kicked off yet. Of course, they get all the primetime games, even though they're 3-2. You know, America's team. You know, but this should be a good matchup. Oh yeah, I got a new chair, by the way. See this shit? Yeah, this thing is comfy as hell. Anyways, um, but yeah, Baker Mayfield is playing out of his fucking mind right now. He's the number 3 quarterback in the league, and that's after a Thursday game. So I don't know who the top two are, but I don't, whatever. But I mean, 30 points, 16, 8, and then 27 and 23. So besides one game against Denver, who's got a pretty good defense, he's been very, very consistent, and he's thrown a touchdown in every single game and only 2 picks on the season. I don't think he has any fumbles. He has 3 fumbles, but he hasn't lost any fumbles. So he's falling on them, whatever. But Baker's playing out of his mind for his coach. And then you got the Quail Man. You got the dumpster fire. You got Josh Allen. So this will be good. But the Tiger Sharks really need Breece Hall to get fucking going. Breece Hall, yeah, he started off, very, very solid, but he hasn't looked great in any game. Yeah, he scored some points, but he hasn't looked like that guy that should be a top pick, which is what he is. Um, and this team's rolling with the 3 stack, Mayfield, Evans, and Godwin, um, and it's Tampa. So this should be a really good matchup, man. I don't know. I know someone called the upset on it, and I kind of want to see it. Right now, it does have the dumpster fire at a 13-point spread. So if you think Tampa's gonna cover or win, go to Vegas, man. But let's get on to the rivalry game of the week. It is the LA Finesse and who are 3-2, and the 4-1 Long Island Roondogs. The battle for Newberry is here, and this is a big time game. Right now, at the end of the first, it's 32-2 Finesse. But it's still got a 5-point spread on the Roondogs to win this game. That's how good they have been this season and just how dominant they've been. Yes, they lost last week, but all their dudes they gave everyone a fucking rest. So I think they're going to come out in the second quarter swinging hard. But the Finesse they've already got a very, very good cushion for themselves. Deebo Samuel went bonkers, and Geno Smith did okay. And Rayshon Jenkins got, a safety for the Roondogs. That's about it. Should be a good matchup. I'm excited for it. And then let's get on to the game of the week. The 3-2 Charleston Trolls and the 4-1 Cameron Cavaliers. I can totally see how this is game of the week as well. Just because, it's 3-1 or 4-1 and 3-2. And I can see it on the scoreboard now as to why this was definitely chosen, because holy shit, the score is basically the same. I'm not even gonna break it. I'm not even gonna round. It's 21.6 to 21.3 for the Trolls. So the Trolls have a 3-yard advantage right now, and the final prediction right now, or not the final prediction, but the projected score is 117.54 for the Cavaliers to 117.59 for the Trolls. That's a .05 difference. That's a half of a yard. So this game is, right now, it's fucking intense. Okay, no one in the stands is sitting right now. They are all just ready and waiting for the second quarter to begin here, because this is a dead fucking heat right now. This is a great matchup, but Cavaliers 4-1. No one expected it. No one saw that coming. Definitely the surprise team of the season. Trolls, a little surprising that we would think the Trolls would have been 4-1 by now, but they're only 3-2. So again, whoever wins this matchup will stay at the top of their uh, division, assuming the Trolls outscore someone else by however many points. Whoever loses is not, they might still, even if they lose, they might still be winning the division. So this is a big time matchup. Can't wait to see it. Let's get on to the predictions. E-Man made the picks. Thank you so much, E-Man. Last week, Joe went 3-3 on the week. He went 3-3. He got the games he lost. Rune Dogs over the Quailmen, whatever. I don't think anyone would have bet Quailmen on that one. He bet himself over the Dumpster Fire, so I can understand that one. And he lost the Finesse over the Gorillas picks. So honestly, 3-3, but just got unlucky there. This week, E-Man made his picks, and he's got the Vietnam Voyagers over the Miami Cartel. He's got the Mothmen over the Quailmen. He's got the Gorillas over the Titans Elite, and he's got the Tiger Sharks taking down the current champs. Now, was this pick made out of spite, just to piss off the Dumpster Fire, or does he really believe in the Tiger Sharks? I'm gonna go with a little bit of both, but this would definitely be an upset. But I wouldn't tell the Tiger Sharks head coach that. If they win, he said, it's ain't no upset. It's what's gonna be. All right, So yeah, that's who he's got. He's got the Finesse over the Rune Dogs, of course, in the Battle for Newberry, and he's got the. Actually, I just had a great fucking idea. I need to add whatever the battle name is, fucking in the thing. Like, hold on. Like right here, if I put like Battle of whatever, like the name of it, I think that'd be a good idea. I might do that. Oh shit. Is that centered? It's gotta be perfect, man. It's not perfect. Can't do it. Alright. Anyways, I might do that next week. If I have a name for it. Anyways, he's got the Finesse over the Rune Dogs of the Battle for Newberry, and he's got the Trolls over the Cavaliers. Which, man, where the hell is it? Whatever, I'll use this one. I'm going to go ahead and say that's an upset. Just based on record and just how good the Cavaliers, how solid they've been. The Trolls have not been as consistent as the Cavaliers, so I would say that is a definite upset if that does happen in the game of the week. But yeah, let's get on to golf. Nothing too crazy this week in golf. I mean, let's see who the only person to really do anything. No one got over 3 birdies, by themselves. Graydon got 3 birdies, 1 bogey. Hunter got the same thing. I got 3 birdies and 4 bogeys. And Joe got 2 birdies and a bogey. A couple other people got 1, 2 here or there, but nothing really too crazy. But Chunks did get a birdie. P-Man got nothing. So now we have a tie for first place. P-Man and Chunks both 8 under par. Dan did get a bogey, so he dropped down to 5 under. He's chilling there in third, waiting to strike like he did last week. Tied for fourth. You've got Graydon and Hunter at 2 under. And then tied for 6 again. That log jam at even par last week broke up into this. You've got me, Matt, and Joe sitting at 1 over. Rico and Mandy sitting at 2 over. And E-Man and Sam did nothing last week, so they're still at 11. 4 over. 4 over par. But otherwise, yeah. Feeling a little sick. You probably hear it, guys. So yeah. Let me hop on out of here, and good luck to everybody. And yeah, this is how Cowboys fans feel right now. Okay, bye.